Team! Oh wait, that's not me. Go Commando! There we go. All right, folks, I am back from San Jose. I got back late last night, so it's the next morning here, and while it's still fresh in my head, I wanted to recap the entire weekend from San Jose. Man, what a great experience. I am super jazzed and exhausted and happy and tired. So let's talk. Oh, and I have a Dynasty pack to open right here, right now. Let's get her done. A huge shout out to our channel members for supporting what we do here. If you want to get involved with the channel and the Dice Commando community, please consider joining as a channel member. Remember, these videos are only possible with your support. You can show that support with a like, a subscribe, and by leaving us a comment and sharing your feedback. Community first, and go Commando. Hey folks, just real quick in terms of continuity of this video, my son woke up very shortly after I started the recording, and the rest was finished after work was done. So anyway, that's the info on the timeline. I do not drink beer in the morning. Go Commando. Hey there, Flesh and Blood folks. Welcome back to Dice Commando and Go Again. A fabulous cast doing our total weekend recap. I decided not to do a Sunday night recap because I got back late last night, and you know, sometimes family is more important than cards, especially when you've been off playing like a little kid all weekend and having a great time. So yes, I do have... Where is it? I have dropped it. We have the Dynasty pack. I'm going to open it right here. It's just one pack. It's just one pack. And I do have to warn you, the person across from me got a marble crown. So I can promise you there's not a marble crown in this pack. But either way, we're going to open it and have a good time. But I wanted to talk the whole weekend, do a recap of my experience. I mean, we already talked about my Saturday, but really my overall experience. And then we'll talk a bit about meta stuff. And this will go as long as this goes. Obviously, you can tell probably already. There's no script for this, but I think it makes sense to do it that way. So first, the most important thing is I really want to extend a thank you to the DC team folks who were down there this weekend. Going through something like this on your own, I don't know how... I mean, I'm not built for it, right? Maybe a lot of these guys are different, you're a different breed than I am, but I'm not built for it, right? I need space, and I need people, and I need friends, and Adam, Kevin, Sean, Dylan, Billy, all you guys, right? Even the non-DC team folks who were there from Portland, who were just hanging out with us. It meant a lot. It was great, and I also want to thank specifically the people who came up over the week, right? I got as many names as I could, took as many pictures as I could, but there were just a lot of you guys who came up to me over the weekend and said hi and thanked me and complimented for the content and the channel. And I'm actually getting, emotional. You guys don't understand how much that means, right? To put a lot of time into this, right? Obviously, this is not my job. I just do this because it's fun and because I enjoy doing it. And having you guys come up and be like, dude, you're the, even with the mask on, they're like, you're the Dice. I guess that means I'm loud and annoying. I don't know. But, you're the Dice Commando. And that was really great meeting you guys and shaking hands and high-fiving or fist bumping or whatever it was. So I really wanted to thank you guys for that. So let's go ahead and do this because I want to know what's in there. Actually, real quick. So I don't know how many of you guys ended up getting one of these. But I got one, but I did not have the opportunity to... Where is it? Oh, other side. There we go. Thank you, Andrew. That's from James, signed himself. That's going up there. That's probably going to take Boltyn's spot. Certainly going to happen. This was very cool. That was a really nice thing. That the man's a champ, right? He stood in line, or he didn't stand in line, but he stood there for hours meeting people, and he was there for people and took time with everybody, and it's awesome. He's great. Great person. He really, really legitimately cares, and I hope that never goes away because I think it's really core to the company's identity and their philosophy, and it means a lot. So anyway, all that said, thank you, James. If you're watching this, probably not, but it'll probably hopefully get back to you. But either way, thank you for that. That meant a lot. So there we go. Oh, I should have. You heard the rip. You did. So here we go. Let's see what's in the Dynasty. So I got this from one of my side events. It was the casual Blitz. So Shield Wall. I'm actually seeing these for the first time in the camera. Let's try and reduce the glare. So Shield Wall. Key Unleashed. What is that? Runic Reaping. There we go. Crankshaft. Oh, yeah, dude, this card's freaking awesome, right? Oh, you can't see Jack. All right, either way. So when Crankshaft is banished to play at boost cost, put a steam counter on it you control. So you get to refresh. It's pretty cool. When it's banished, so it's 2 for 5, and when it's banished, you get to refresh your Hyperdriver. That's pretty cool. Sap. Okay, that's nothing new. I think that was a TC promo. Fleece the Frail Blue. Come on, double foil. Oh, that'll do, kids. Eradicate. That's a huge assassin piece. It's not a foil, but that'll do, kids. I'll take that. All right, now we're talking. Ooh, warrior card. Precision Press. Sorry, trying not to get too close to the mic there. Precision Press. It's the foily. Do the best we can there. Blessing. Oh, it's a warrior pack. They knew it was me. Blessing of Steel Yellow. Aether Quickening. I think that's it, right? Is that 10? That is. Shield Wall. All right, so we'll take that. So, hell yeah. Hell yeah, we'll take that. Eradicate for free. Yeah, you can't read Jack, but sorry. That's just what the way Glare is at night. Sorry, kids. Cool. Well, that was our Dynasty pack. All right, so let's talk the weekend, shall we? Because that's why you're here. So, I mean, at this point, this is going live on Monday afternoon. You know, internet news moves at internet news speed. Obviously, you guys know that Michael Hamilton won the thing. I don't, if people were to bet on who was going to win, it probably would have been him. So I think that makes sense. He was Icelander through and through. So he did Icelander CC and he did Icelander in Blitz. So that's 300 points divided among the two, not weighted among the two, 200 and 100 to Icelander. So she's closer to not being a problem anymore, but she's still a long, long ways away. So we're going to have to deal with that, especially because it won Worlds. All the tryhards are going to be on it, right? So brace yourself for that fun coming, going into casual season. That's going to be awesome. But either way, congratulations to him. I mean, it's probably, obviously World Champion puts you at a different level, but I think he's probably more decorated than Matt Rogers at this point, which is pretty big. So not probably, he is. He's got to be, right? So congratulations there. So we'll go over kind of the breakdowns. The Worlds was a lot better covered in terms of seeing the breakdowns and the fields and all that than the other two events. I mean, again, you can only do what you can do. I do think a lot of that comes on Channel Fireball and kind of just dropping the ball on some stuff, but the weekend still worked. So calling San Jose, obviously San Jose, the calling champion was Chandler Toe, who won it on Rhinar. That's right, Rhinar. I don't feel as bad for dropping that Rhinar match because I looked at the lists and they're actually pretty similar. So I don't feel bad as dropping for that Rhinar match as I did, I think in round 6, round 5, whatever it was. But wow, Rhinar, 2 Rhinars in the top 8. One of them takes it. Wow. Looks like people are figuring out Fab in a different surprise approach. So congratulations there. That's pretty phenomenal. And then another shocker of the weekend. I could not believe this one. Like, I have not had a chance to look at these 2 decks yet, just because it's the morning, and this came late and all that. But we had a mirror. So the Battle Hardened was a Blitz. We had a mirror in the final, which was 2 Prisms of all things, which interesting. So there's going to be some spicy tech on these, I think. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe it was just a good meta call, but to have 2 Prisms in the final and they were both on the same team is my understanding. It's pretty impressive. That's beyond impressive. So nicely done there. Sorry. All right. So the World's metagame breakdown. Again, you guys have already seen this Icelander Oldhim. This is the Blitz breakdown specifically we're going by. Icelander Oldhim, Chane dominated the majority of it. It is interesting that there's not as much Prism here. But again, that's the primarily CC players teching for a CC meta, whereas the Blitz Battle Hardened people were teching for Blitz. So I do think that makes sense there. The overall, you guys have already seen as well. So Phi was a larger part of the field, but that did not necessarily translate to the top 8, or at least even really the top 20. If you look at it, it was kind of a wall of ice for the most part. 2 Briars made it in. If you go to the top 8, it was Icelander, Phi, Jamai, This was after round 16, by the way. Sorry, not top 8. Sorry. Top 8 we can get in, but sorry, I'm trying to piece everything together, all these photos. So the Calling San Jose, they only did, so they have yet, which it annoys me, I'll be honest. It annoys me a little bit, but it kind of seems like par for the course with CFB, but that is what it is, right? We still give them our money, so why would they change? I mean, honestly, why would they, right? But they only did the day 2 breakdown. It was 18 Phis, 14 Icenders, 14 Oldhims, 12 Briars. This is CC, remember? And then after, I mean, that's the field. Like, the top 4 heroes comprise roughly 75% of the field, right? So that is, I don't know, it depends on which side of the fence you sit on, I guess, in terms of is that a healthy meta or not. I would say maybe, honestly. I mean, 4 here, in a lot of games, having 4 different decks in the top meta is pretty good. So actually, to be fair, I guess that's fine. But the interesting part is how it differs from the World's meta. I mean, because they were playing CC as well. So, but I mean, that's the way it goes. And I don't know, it's kind of cool, right? We can do more of a discussion breakdown at a later point. But I think that's very interesting that 75% of the, because this is not 75% of the field. This is 75% of the people who went X, well, not X, because we know the number of rounds, so it was 6-2, right? Everybody 6-2 got in. It ended up being 78 people, I think is how the math works here. And don't you like, by the way, how they're just like, other 3? Like, I guess they were out of space, I suppose, but it's like, other 3. It's kind of funny, but whatever. But yeah, 75% of the field on 4 heroes. So that's interesting going into the top 64. Or sorry, not 64, 78. All right, going into, and then you guys know how that turned out. We already went through it. So going in, and I have not seen a Blitz breakdown either, right? So that, as far as I know, CFB has not published the main field breakdowns. Hopefully we'll have to see those later, but I'm not too hopeful. All right, so we'll see. It would be nice to know those, just from it'd just be nice to know those, right? All right, so on Sunday I played 2. This was one actual complaint I had for the weekend. Was kind of the way that the side event, the official side events worked. So I tried to enter an on-demand, and it never fired. I tried to enter an on-demand for Blitz, never fired. Never did, which was really disappointing. But as far as the side events go, they had a CC side event at 11, which, was 4 rounds, so it would take roughly 4 hours because, math. And then they had a Blitz side event at 1. So what I did is I was like, well, I'm not able to use my vouchers because none of these events are firing. I'll just enter the CC one, and then I'll drop at 11 because I wanted to play Blitz because I just played CC the day before. And then afterwards I was like, that's kind of stupid, right? Like, the Blitz casual at 1 o'clock was 3 rounds, capped. Didn't matter how many people were there, it was 3 rounds. So they knew it was going to be done by 1 o'clock. So why would you not run the Blitz at 11 and then the CC at 1? Because they were still firing a bit. Like, they had events scheduled at 5. Like, the UPF thing went well into the evening. So, like, they knew they were still going to be there. So that is a complaint I have, and that I hope that feedback gets back to them. Again, I don't think CFB gives 2 S's, right? They got their money. They don't care, right? But to have events that intentionally overlap, that actually hurts them. Like, they could make more money, right, with more entries. So they should have had the Blitz at 11 and then the CC at 1. That's the moral of my rant story there. Anyway, but yeah. So I played 2 rounds. I went 1-1. I played 5 because I didn't have to think. I just wanted to, right, and it went fine. I went 1-1. Ran up against a Briar, and that was ugly. So who did I run? Oh, it was a mirror match round 1. I got that pretty handily, and then round 2, Briar, and 5 playing defense is bad, right? So you got to CMH turn 0, and so and then the Blitz went really well for me. I was on Kassai. I won the first one, I won the second one, and then I was at the top table. I was at table 251, which was table 1 for the event, and I ended up losing to Valda, which really pissed me off. Not pissed me off in a negative way, but it pissed me off because you guys know I tried Valda the last Blitz, and I never made a top 8 with her, and it really ticked me off because I really enjoyed playing her and never made it. The dude just kept laying pulverizes. Like, he must have had 19 pulverizes in his Blitz deck. No, I'm kidding, kind of. But he did well. I mean, he was great. Sat down. He was a little cocky about it. He's like, I was like, yeah, man, that's interesting. I really struggled with Veldin. He's like, oh, well, I won all of it. And gave me his resume, and I'm like, okay, bro. But he played really well, and thank you. It was a good time. So, and then that was pretty much it. I just kind of hung around, and I was able to meet up with some other people, but that was my day. One thing I really want to say, so I know in the last video, kind of recapping my day, I really talked about how I think in the future, if I personally go just for my success and what I had fun doing the weekend, probably just go and play side events. I still think that'll be the case, but the casualness, I don't know what you want to call it. The atmosphere on Sunday was way more chill, like way more chill, because all the guys who like care way too much, and too much, right? Whatever, sliding scale. But all the people who like it defines their value, they were off doing their thing. Like they'd made their things, whatever. And there was, I would have to say that the number of people who appeared to be female in the place was also at least 4x the day before, right? Like it felt to me like a lot of people came with their partners, and their partners were maybe off doing something on Saturday while they were in there for 10 hours, and then they came on Sunday and hung out. I thought it was awesome. It was a way more casual atmosphere. It was a way more fun atmosphere. It was a way more relaxed atmosphere. Everybody was having a lot better time. And I thought it was really cool. I really appreciated Sunday. And I had a lot of time to just chat with people and have a good time. I don't know. I wish the whole thing was like that. I understand why Saturday was very higher stress, right? Both the people who were in Worlds had to be doing their thing. The calling people had to be doing their thing. It makes complete sense, not judging anybody for it, but in terms of having a good day, Sunday was the day to be there, like zero question. So that was really, really, really awesome. I don't know if it's just because people had more beers on the night before relaxing or whatever, but it was really great. And I felt it was a much more relaxed and diverse crowd, and I do mean diverse in all aspects there. I thought that was really cool. So again, those are just all my observations, confirmation bias there. I have no stats to back that up. That's just how I feel about it. And that's what I saw. But I thought it really contributed to a lot, right? I saw a lot of people sitting back and watching other people play, and it really just gave it much more of a, not family atmosphere, but kind of, right? If you understand. A much more open and inclusive atmosphere. How's that, right? And I know inclusive has, I have to keep backtracking all this stuff with PCness, but I know inclusive has certain terms, but it just felt like it was everybody's day to be there, and the other 2 days weren't necessarily that day. So I guess that's the thing. If you're local, come on Sunday, right? At least for that one. So anyway, I think that's enough. Again, I can't stress enough how great the weekend was. This meant a lot. So Adam and Billy stood in line for 3 hours. A lot of the DC team guys stood in line for 3+ hours to either get a mat or meet James and or both. And I wanted to play games. I had vouchers to burn. So I chose to make that was my decision, was not to stand in line. And then, James sent one back with them as a thank you. And that really meant a lot. That was awesome. But the best part of the weekend was getting to meet people and hanging out with people. And I had opportunity to meet some people who I really wanted to meet. And thank you very much for, you know who you are. Thank you very much for taking the time to do that and sit down and really have conversations. And I don't know, it was great. So anyway, I don't think I'm, giving you guys a lot of information you didn't already know. Some of the feedback is, oh, by the way, Channel Fireball, if you're watching, which I know you're not, you haven't closed any of the on-demand events for the weekend, so none of us have our points and stuff yet. So I wonder if we all got the tickets we were supposed to. Shout out to Kevin. Actually, I should have done this earlier. Kevin, man. So Kevin showed up on Friday. A whole bunch of people had sent stuff they wanted signed with Kevin, and Kevin got all his stuff signed on Friday. Like, he busted his rear end getting stuff signed. Kevin, you are the embodiment of everybody should have a Kevin on their team. And we are very lucky that we have a Kevin on our team. And I'm really glad. I had earned 140 tickets over the weekend. I just gave them to Kevin. Kevin really wanted Azalea. I just asked him if he'd gotten one, and he did. So thank you, Kevin. And, everybody needs a Kevin, and we're very lucky we have one. So that said, thank you to everyone else. I'm gonna call this a day, but it was a great weekend. I look forward to getting back into the normal grind. But we have a little bit of competitive lull, so maybe it's not quite the grind, but I'm really looking forward to it. So anyway, thank you all for watching, for letting me know in the comments, just hanging out, doing the Dynasty pack opening, whatever. Hope to see you guys at the next Worlds, wherever it may be. We'll see. We will see at the next event. How's that? Either way, go Commando.